So I think first, Jing's here with me. Jing will talk about the journey so far, what we have done in the past 2 years.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jing. So maybe you already look at, a lot of numbers. So actually, these numbers really mark, our past journey in the previous 2 years. So many of you may already been with us, since the very beginning. But also we have a lot of new delegates. Maybe you are not that familiar, just like how this company started, this team started, and what we have done in the past 2 years. Maybe I give you a brief introduction. So yeah, so actually we have this idea, or we start to discuss, the blockchain space. Actually, this is back in 2016 when I met with, Raullen, Jing, and Qevan. Right. So definitely, all of them, they are very early adopters in Bitcoin space, and start to see the adoption and also the growth of the industry. But back at that time, it's not an industry, as well, right? And until I think just late 2016, we see there are several really cool projects. They start to get traction. And myself from the venture side, we also see as a technology, we see enterprise start to look at this space. So we start to, our fund is also start to invest in this space. But what gets us really excited is around 2017. We just feel we cannot really wait. But we see, the technology itself already, kind of, it's time for a really big, kind of infrastructure project. They can start to get in and build up the foundation. So actually, just like the idea started, around early 2017. We got Jing and Raullen. We actually started ideas not only really for the IoTeX, but actually more for the data. At that time, actually we have a name called trusted data. But trust data, actually the idea is more focused on the application side, right? So and when we look at the infrastructure, actually just like there's no real decentralized infrastructure can support this application at that moment. So we decide to build up the foundation from scratch. So the team and also the idea actually formed around early 2017, and until around in June 2017, and Raullen and myself, we quit our full-time job, and later Qevan and Jing also quit full-time job, and we formed the team. And actually, this is self-funded, start. But at the beginning, we are very clear. We want to build this the entire infrastructure as an open source platform, because we feel if we want this be the public chain, and definitely have to be open source and free for everyone, developers, to build on top of that, right? So actually we spend around 6 months, I think 3 to 4 months to really write the white paper and design all those structure, and have a lot of the kind of the innovative ideas we want to build up until around end of 2017. And we start to release our first version of the white paper and start to, to pitch to those investors. I think we are, quite lucky at that time. A lot of the investors, they really see the similar vision and support us. So actually, just like even I'm from the venture capital, background. I never see, the fundraising can be, so fast. Actually, at that time, we got a lot of the interest from all around the world. A lot of the institution and, retail, all different, type of the investor, they are interested, right? So, and also, a lot of them, they want to participate into actually the public round. But, we, kind of, evaluate the opportunity. And also, just like we are in Silicon Valley, and we are really care about, the long-term growth, and also the regulation side is very, very important. So we want to be, aligned with the regulation very, very well, right? So and finally we decide to only raise, the investment from all the accredited investor. So we raised around, at the time, $20 million, which gave us, enough funding for the development. So this is how we start. And then just like we start to recruit all those amazing, talented, engineers from Silicon Valley. So for, some of you, maybe actually we are based in Menlo Park, which is the heart of the Silicon Valley. We are actually on the same road with, Facebook, headquarters. We are also, very near to, Stanford. So this is how just like we get, those super top tier engineers, developers, and also talents to our team. After we secure funding, and actually just 1 year earlier, which is around in April 2017, we released, our first testnet. We call it, Qevan, and open source it to the, on the GitHub. And then after that, almost every 2 or 3 months, we opened, released, one testnet. So after that, we released, Strive, Epic, and also the last one will be the mainnet preview. We call it Phantom. So it's a really long journey until now, and finally bring us, up to this mainnet. Very, very excited. And we see this is still only a start and the beginning of a new chapter. And now our, kind of vision is really more and more clear. So we see our vision will be, building up, the internet of trusted things, which means just like we want to create this, trust fabric to, add the trust to everything, virtual things and also physical things, including the devices, machines, people, applications, and also all those business. They can just leverage on our foundation to build up in decentralized economy. This is the thing we are working on. And also just like, exchange is important because a lot of the, people, they can trade, they can, through a different kind of exchanges. And we are also successfully to be selected by all those top tier and the world premier exchanges like Binance, Arbit, Bittrex, KuCoin, Gate, BitGoGo, and more. And our goal in this year, actually, we really want, IoTeX can be accessible to everyone in all the countries, in the world, right? So, which means just like there are a lot of the other kind of the exchanges, they are approaching us, and we feel just like, yeah, a lot more will be on the way. So actually, just like, when we are building up our technical foundation, it's very important. The very important part is the adoption. So here, the adoption means, who will really use this platform. And actually, we see this at, in 2 parts. One part is, the enterprise. We definitely see our, blockchain, a lot of adoption will be in the business. At the same time, actually, we are also working on a lot of the consumer, product, consumer, kind of, use cases. So actually, in July 2018, we already started our progress with, our partnership program. So which is, actually just like, we already achieved a lot of the progress. On our website, you can, click into our website, the partnership program. You will see we already have, over 20 strategic partners, which already been released and announced in the website. Some of them, they are the development partner, which means that they are hardware companies or, business companies. So they want to build up applications on top of our blockchain. But some of them, they are actually ecosystem partners. For example, we working with those, security companies who will really take care of the blockchain audit and a lot of smart contract audit. So we are very happy to have such a, great, partner already be there. But actually, just like, what we want to let you know, actually this year, we see last year will be the building year. And this year, of course, we are still focusing on building, but also we see this year as a year we start to deliver a lot of the product. So partnership is part of it. So behind the scene, we have a lot of the, a lot of the, work we have been working on. So we have, at least, over 10 enterprises that we actively, working together on those POC. And some of them, we have been working with them for more than half a year, right? So actually the POC already some of them, the POC already be complete, but actually we are under this NDA and not yet can announce the news. But, definitely you will see, there is the adoption there. So we are very excited. Now we have the Mainnet, which means just like we're no more, leveraging on the other blockchain, but a lot of innovations they can really apply into the real user cases. And the most important, for this Mainnet launch, we open this, delegates. So, even just like, we have been working on that, think about that, and design that for the past, I think, 4 months, right? But this is a really amazing journey, amazing journey to, start this, Mainnet Alpha with all those, delegates. They are from different backgrounds. They are, just like from our community. They have been with us for a long time. From developer group, a lot of them, they already start to build up those, tools, applications, with us. We have those, VC investors, very loyal, long-term supporter, start to support us from the beginning, but they decided to continue supporting us with their, enterprise resources, capital resources. Some of them, they already, approach us, say, hey, we want to, build up an ecosystem, fund together, with our team, which is, really, really important and to important in resources for this ecosystem to grow, right? And we have many more. Actually, we have a lot of the new delegates. They are already be very professional, experienced and delegates from the other network. For example, those delegates from Tron, from EOS, from Cosmos, Tezos, and Lisk. They bring us a lot of the experiences. They share, what they have learned, what is a good thing, what is a bad thing. And also just like they have, a lot of the best practice we can learn from. And we are very grateful to have them. And also just like we want, actually just like, this is a very open, platform. We welcome everyone and can see our vision and also share our mission and can, come on board early and so that we can co-build together. And also, right, IoTeX from very, very beginning, we see, blockchain is, maybe one of the only industries, from the day one, it can just leverage such a global, diverse community. And as you may know, actually we put a lot of efforts, want to create a very open and also inclusive community. We also already just like have over 200,000 loyal supporters from different channels. They are in Telegram, Medium, Twitter, newsletter, and a lot of places, and different countries, different local community, they are supporting us. And we will see this is very important because all those, public blockchain eventually rely on the local adoption. So that's why actually this year, we will put more efforts to, reach to more local community. And we will include more, local partners. And now we have better resources to leverage on, because, we have more delegates. They are in different regions. So we see these delegates can be our local hub. And also we see more, global ambassadors. They are those, very active enthusiasts, and also evangelists to, help host those meetup and, a lot of the kind of the, events locally. And we as a core team, we also plan to have, regional, roadshow in Southeast Asia, in Europe, and in Asia, right? So a lot of places. Last year, I think we are not focused too much to do that, but this year definitely we will put more efforts on that. And finally, 700, actually just like we already passed this goal. So this is something just like really amazed us. We set the original goal, which is 20% of the circulation. Over 30% of the all circulation tokens already staked and voted. And we can just like say now we are very confident we can securely and also to bootstrap the IoTeX network, right? So yeah, that's all those milestones. Actually, not, that's some of the milestones we have achieved so far. And this year definitely an important year, and Mainnet Alpha marking a very important milestone we achieved. But actually, and maybe some of you already know this, right? So we cautiously plan this mainnet launch by phases, which means this is only the first phase of our mainnet launch. And after that, in Q2 and Q3, we will have our, trust computing, platform, the first layer 2 chain launch, which is very important, very unique, and differentiate IoTeX from most of the, other blockchain. And also we are working on our Gravity chain, which is our own, governance chain. And in Q4, actually we can expect, our mainnet GA will be launched. A lot of the different types of the dApps and subchains will be, the layer 2 chains will be coming out. So stay tuned, and thank you so much for being with us.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks for this comprehensive introduction about the origin of IoTeX from Jing. So I'm going to switch to the next one. So it's mostly talking about the pictures, also to just give you a sense about where are we right now. So the things we're launching right now is called root chain. It's like an orchestration layer of the IoTeX network. As you can see, there are 4 layers. At least conceptually, there are 4 layers. So first, the underlying foundation is the governance layer. For now, we have this innovative cross-network decentralized governance model. Basically, we use Ethereum as our gravity chain, as our governance layer as of now, which you have all the voting, election, staking on the Ethereum, but all the results will get applied to the root chain, right? So that's our innovative technology. We actually have a patent on this as well. So orchestration layer is the root chain, which is almost ready, which is already launched. Actually, starting from today, we will have this root chain up there and running and serve all of the users. And also on top of the root chain will be layer 2 chains, like Jing already mentioned about. It provides different functionalities. For example, some provides trust computing, some provides privacy, some probably provides storage, for example, or maybe connectivity to IoT devices. Also, this layer 2 chains, optionally, they have another layer called execution layer. Basically, they can separate the execution, the programmable layer, out of the consensus layer. For example, you can have your virtual machine running on top of another device, a smart device on the edge, for example, right? While the consensus is still managed by the operators for this layer 2 chain. So basically, that's the entire structure for IoTeX network, and we are building things one step by one step. So that means there are lots of exciting news that's coming our way this year. So, so just want to give you a heads up on this. So with the big picture, Qevan, I'm going to pass this to Qevan, our co-founder. Actually, Qevan now is in Asian with our team, a sub-team in Asian, and working on lots of exciting products.
Today is a very important moment for the history of IoTeX. I'm so excited to be with you and to witness this. And speaking of the roadmap of this year, it is so exciting. In Q1, we already have our staking, voting, and election on the governance chain, which is still on Ethereum at this moment. It is very successful so far. And as Jing said earlier, we already have 700 million tokens voted. The staking and voting has been very successful, and right now we are approaching to the time we are going to launch the Mainnet Alpha today. And in Q2, after our Mainnet Alpha launch, we will continuously improve our mainnet, and we will enroll the next. So the first batch will be the first 12, and we will enroll the next 12, which is in total 24 delegates in Q2. The next one is we will launch our member portal, which is designed for our members, and members means who have voted and staked their tokens on our IoTeX network. And we will continuously grow the users and applications among our members. And also in Q2, we will have our wallet and the dApps for asset management and decentralized governance. And our sneak preview, our wallet will be very different from the other blockchain. It will have a brand new design. And later we will give you the more details in this quarter. And also we will start doing the token swap, which means the mined tokens on our native blockchain can be swapped to the Ethereum and vice versa. In Q3, we will have our mainnet beta launch, also with 25 to the rest 12 delegates enrolled. Later, we will have also the layer 2 chain and focused primarily on trusted computing and privacy. It doesn't exist in the past in any blockchain projects. And we will also migrate our staking and voting from Ethereum to IoTeX network, which is our gravity chain. In Q4, we will have our decentralized governance and execution unit with a novel virtual machine and the interpreter. It will be very cool as well. Please stay tuned. And we will have our privacy preserving smart contracts and the transfers. That will be powered by our trusted computing layer 2 chain. And all together with this, we will also have trusted computing and privacy-centric dApps. There will be a lot of this coming from our developers as well. In this year, we will have so many different things, and we will also need all the support from our delegate friends who can continuously run a very stable root chain for IoTeX network. I would like to appreciate everybody's efforts, and let's make our IoTeX blockchain live forever.
Okay, thanks, Qevan. With that, can I pass this to JJ, who's talking about like what's new in this new version we are going to release in production. JJ, are you here?
Yes. Hi, everyone. This is JJ. So I'm very glad to announce that we have released our first official release for the IoTeX mainnet, which is the 0.50. After a long series of the release candidates that you guys have already experienced together with us. So in the past 2 weeks, we also have done a lot of great works to help the release to come. The major work we did in the past 2 weeks is around the system security. So we did the relimiting for the P2P networks, APIs, and the metric endpoints, so that we make sure there's no one able to going to abuse our blockchain network by sending a lot of traffic. Also, we added the TLS to our API endpoints, so that there no one can impersonate us to serving the data to the users and to the applications. To enable these features, all the delegates and the users are recommended to download our newest IOCTL, which is able to talk to our endpoints via the TL secured channel. Also, we do the classification of the actions in production and the actions still in experiments, so that the actions in experiment are not going to be sent to the all the delegates and accepted by the delegates in this production run. And then there are some other security flaws fixed in the business logic. So by doing all this, we have a very good confidence that in the production, our blockchain is in very good shape. And also many thanks to our partner Slowmist, which helps a lot in auditing and finding the security problems in our blockchain. In addition to this, we also in the last 2 weeks do a bunch of improvements on the API endpoints and IOCTL functionality, so that to make our blockchain to be more easier and more convenient for people to use. For example, we have built up some functionality to do the conversions between the Ethereum address and our IoTeX address, so that you can share the same key store and use the two address on the two network. That's pretty much it for the new things coming to the V050 release. So please enjoy this new release and launch with us. Thank you. Let me get back to Raullen for the next slides.
So current chart status. So basically, like we started a few hours ago with all the robots up and running and produce blocks. And also we ask all of you to start your node trying to sync up with the network actually a few hours ago as well. So I'm sure like lots of you have already have your node app running. So please click this chain health, which will this link will show you like the dashboard for what we have got so far. Also, please like ping me. Ping me means private messaging me about your IP address, your domain names, so we can add you to the dashboard to see who are already produce blocks. But make sure do not share your IP or domain names with anybody else, because that could like leads to DOS attack against your node. So please be confidential about IP address, about your private keys. Yeah, that's just a reminder. So I think for now, for the top 12, I think we have 9 or 10 of them already on board. So that means like we can actually start to produce blocks with all of you starting from this moment. And also we are so glad to see the nodes who are not ranking the top 12 are also up and running. At least there are 10 or maybe 15 external nodes who's not ranking the top 12 are also running. So really appreciate it for your help. And we believe you have the chance to get to the top 12 as well. So that's really appreciated. Like I said, so here's a launch playbook. It's a comprehensive guide. Please take a look. And also this is like a setup operating node is a very specific instructions for setting up a operation node. So yeah, so please do take a look. Yeah, so with that, it's almost there. So we want thank you all for this presentation, and we will still have this Zoom open for questions, for helping each other, for troubleshooting. And I just want to share with you, so this is the mainnet launch to transform the blockchain industry forever. And one very interesting thing about why we have put in the Genesis block is this message you can see on the screen. It starts with RCQGGS something and also ending with W9. So there are some like special meanings about this Genesis message. So I will leave it to you guys to decipher. So what is here? But like the hint is there are some very, very big prize hidden inside. So yeah, just try hard, try hard, try hard. Okay, so with that, I guess the presentation is almost there. And also let us know if your node is already got in and produce blocks. That would be like a really, really exciting for us as well.